Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
If I were in space with Katy Perry and she started singing, I might actually just jettison myself into space. It might be a better choice. Blue Origin sent a rocket to space containing a bunch of semi-famous women. The semi-famous women were apparently Katy Perry, civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, ex-NASA engineer Aisha Bowe, and film producer Kerianne Flynn. They became the first all-woman crew to visit space. Well, they weren't flying the thing. I mean, that like, you think Gayle King and Sanchez was flying the thing? I don't think that counts as a first all-female crew. That's like saying that if you have a plane filled with I Love Lucy impersonators, that it's an all-female plane. It's like an all-female crew on the plane. Unless they're flying the plane, I don't think that counts. Like that's not what is happening here. Okay, so here was some video of these people flying above Earth for about 3 minutes. Apparently, Katy Perry was singing while this happened, and I guess that we narrowly escaped people attempting to rush for the exits. If I were in space with Katy Perry and she started singing, I might actually just jettison myself into space. It might be a better choice, a better life choice. Here was some video of these people.
It's okay. Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, bye. You look.
There's Flynn, Katy Perry holding a daisy.
I got you, Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn.
Flynn, proud of you.
Oh, the moon! You guys, I will have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
Cool.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goddess.
Wow. Oh my
That's our pink moon.
Okay.
Now listen, very cool. I mean, honestly, like a cool thing. Also, clown show. So a few things happening at once there. And apparently, she then said, Katy Perry was singing to people, "What a wonderful world." And, you know, again, no jokes about people floating off into space. And first of all, great premise for a film, right? Is that you send all these people to space and then they lose connection with Earth and somebody has to go save them. Presumably Bruce Willis and a team of all men to go save them. I do love some of the comments. Some of the comments are really funny. So Gayle King said, quote, "Anybody criticizing it really doesn't understand what's happening here. We can all speak to the response we're getting from young women, from young girls about what this represents. What does it represent? You didn't fly the thing. I'm sorry, that's not the same thing. That's like you were a passenger with Charles Lindbergh and you were a woman and you're like, I flew across the Atlantic. No, you didn't. Charles Lindbergh flew across the Atlantic. Like, can we stop with this? Seriously." Apparently, Sanchez said that it only got her more fired up. She said, "I'd love to have them come to Blue Origin and see the thousands of employees that don't just work here, but they put their heart and soul into this vehicle." I mean, I agree with that, but guess what? That's a lot of men. That is a disproportionately male company. So why you have to like slather over all of this with wokeness is very silly. Now, there are people who are criticizing these people for paying money to go to space. And all I can say is that everything in human life starts as a luxury good and then eventually becomes a common thing for normal humans. The way that you actually spin up a company like Blue Origin to the point where normies can fly to space is first a bunch of people who are really rich pay a lot of money to go to space, and then other companies start getting into it, and then you have competition, the price goes down. This is true for literally every product you have in your life. Rich people used to be the only people with cell phones, and if you had just yelled at them for buying the cell phones, you would not have a cell phone today. So I'm not angry at these people for being rich and then buying a flight or being put on a flight. And frankly, that's fine with me. However, I am kind of annoyed at the first females in all-female crew. Really, what was Gayle King's training to be an astronaut? Precisely. Have you ever been caught in the cycle of yo-yo dieting? You know the pattern. Losing weight only to regain it all back, plus a few extra pounds, and then repeating that cycle again and again. Not only is that frustrating, it can be dangerous for your health. Research shows this pattern may increase your risk of serious conditions like heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other health problems. That's why doctors created Lean, a natural supplement designed to help break the yo-yo dieting cycle. Unlike prescription medications or injections, Lean is an accessible supplement that works with your body. The science behind Lean is built on studied natural ingredients that target weight loss in 3 key ways: helping maintain healthy blood sugar levels, supporting appetite control and reducing cravings, and promoting fat burning by converting stored fat into energy. If you're tired of temporary weight loss results and you actually want to achieve meaningful, sustainable weight loss at a healthy pace, Lean was created with you in mind. Now, healthy living is big on my agenda. My producers are looking forward to starting to use the product, and frankly, we can all use it. Let me get you started with 20% off when you enter Ben20 at takelean.com. That's code BEN20 at takelean.com. Alrighty, so meanwhile, SNL actually did a skit that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. They were making fun of a gay couple adopting a baby with people asking basic questions, and it takes some wrong turns. Here is what SNL was doing. Again, I think that the left is finally beginning to realize that actually leftist ridiculousness is ridiculous and funny. Here is SNL doing a funny thing.
Oh my gosh, whose baby is that?
Excuse me? It's ours.
Wait, but how?
Okay, I'm sorry, but gay people can't have a baby?
Yeah, but like, where did it come from?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Wow, you are not allowed to talk like that.
That is so invasive.
Okay, but like we were with you last night and you did not have a baby.
Yeah, and you guys said that after dinner you were going to go to a rave called Bulge Dungeon, and now today you have a baby.
What we're asking is, how did this happen?
Okay, I'm sorry. Why is it when it's us an interrogation? I don't ask you why you're poor.
I can't believe this got through edited SNL. I truly cannot. I mean, are you allowed to make stuff like that on TV anymore? Like where you actually ask questions like, how do two men end up with a baby? I mean, wow. But maybe nature is healing just a little bit. That would be good, by the way, because it would be nice if the left realized that the left is sometimes funny. And by the way, it would be nice if the right realized that the right was sometimes funny. I think that the loss of sense of humor across the aisle has been one of the worst things that has happened to our politics over the course of the last 15, 20 years. I'm old enough to remember a time when you actually were allowed to make fun of both sides. That time was like the Bush administration. Then Barack Obama came along, and everybody lost their sense of humor on the left about Obama. Chris Rock literally said he's the father of the country. You can't make jokes about him. And then the right in response sort of lost its own sense of humor about itself. When in like 2006, if you were on the right, you could make fun of George W. Bush, no problem. And if you were on the left, you could definitely make fun of John Kerry or Nancy Pelosi or whomever. And everybody was kind of okay with it. And then things turned, and I don't think it was very good for the country. Okay, time to jump into the mailbag. Will says, hey, Ben, big fan of the show. I've listened to your advice on many things in the past and would like to get your opinion on my current situation. I've been dating a girl for a few months that is in my college. I met through a pre-law program. Everything's been going great. She's a driven person who has a great sense of humor. My only reluctance to solidifying this person as my future partner is she's an atheist and has very liberal beliefs on social values, trans issues especially. Although she is thankfully not very political, it is still something of a concern for a long-term mate. I want to be able to raise my future children under a belief system I think is right for them, but also don't want to end a relationship that is seemingly going perfectly well. Would love to hear your advice. Break up. That's my advice. It depends how committed she is to that belief system. So there are a lot of people who kind of softly hold their belief system. When I met my wife, she probably wasn't quite as conservative as she is now because she didn't know much about it, but I could also tell she was kind of apolitical, which is not atypical. There are a lot of people who are apolitical. A lot of women in college think they're more liberal than they are because they're surrounded by people who are very much to the left. So it depends on how solidly she holds those beliefs, whether you think those are going to change. But if you ask her, how do you want to raise our kids? And her answer is, as atheists who believe in trans rights, then run for the hills and never stop running. Well, that's all for now, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Be sure to check out all of the other great content on my channel. I'll see you here next time.